what next for Gate token? Is it going to take another leg up? Is it going to go through a longer period of consolidation or even more pullback? That's what we're going to be looking at in this video. We'll do some technical analysis. I'll give you my thoughts on what I see for the price in the week ahead, although anything can happen and these are just speculations. And we'll also look at some specific technical analysis. I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. Thank you for subscribing to Crypto Angel and for lighting up that bell so that you get my notifications, for liking. I love your comments and especially sharing the videos too with your loved ones, with your friends. So let's get into Gate. Those of you who already follow the channel know that I have a playlist on Gate. I originally went into it when it was $2.40, and I have continued to buy more of it because I feel that it is a very solid token. As I said, this is not investment advice. This is just my personal crypto journey and what I'm focused on. And we did hit an all-time high recently of it pumped all the way up to $13, and this was just in a few week period. So it's very important, I think, when coming across a token. The biggest thing I will say that I have really learned in the past couple of months, well, really, of course, it's really what I have learned in the past couple of months that has stood out to me is do not buy something when it is pumping. Just let it calm down. Every single token retraces. I don't care what it is, how popular it is, whether it's the wild ride of Doge to Bitcoin to Ethereum to Cardano, whatever it is, every single token retraces. To me, that just feels like a law of nature, so to speak. And I have made that mistake a couple of times where, I mean, it hasn't been a mistake, and that I've just had to be patient and then wait for it to get back to the price that it was prior and then increase some more. But what we do know historically from people who went through 2017, and I came into crypto at the top of 2017 and I knew nothing, absolutely nothing. And so some of the tokens that I had went down to almost zero. And then when I came back in 3 years later, they were worth something again because I couldn't figure out how to buy and sell. So luckily I just held on to those things. But it is tough. Sometimes certain tokens don't come back. So please be really, really, really careful, because I feel at a gut instinct level that yes, that is the biggest year ever in crypto, but I am starting to get inklings of just be careful. I mean, you have to be careful anyway, but just please, for those of you who are newer, because I see some of your comments here and saying you don't quite know what's going on and it is scary. Yeah, I think it's going to get really crazy soon, which means there's that euphoric feeling that can come in. And the analogy, the idea that came to me this morning was from my London club days. It was when I would be at a party, and this is what I feel like it's like with crypto. Being at a party, it's just getting going, and people say, this is going to be a really good party. And some people just don't know, they don't catch on. And the people that are there, it starts to build up. It's suddenly you're at that amazing party, and then more people start coming, and it gets better and better. And then it's that peak of the party where, well, for me anyway, it was everyone would be dancing everyone would be up on like the tables, the chairs, the podiums. It's wild, and I wouldn't want to leave that party. And leaving at the peak when maybe afterwards I would hear the next day that more good things happened and I missed out, but I had an amazing time. It's hard to leave on the high when things are just incredible. Now, when I had stayed at those parties because I was having such a good time, then when everyone else left and then someone's car would get broken into, or there'd be some fight that would break out at the lock-in, there'd just be something crazy that would happen and it would go downhill, or there would be some type of drama. And I think, gosh, I wish I'd listened to my gut instinct and just left when it felt amazing. So that's what I feel about crypto. I'm getting those feelings of this party's good right now, and it's gonna get better. It's gonna get really amazing. Summer's coming. Crypto is gonna be hot, hot, hot. I don't care about what the mainstream media is saying with the FUD, but it's about to go really wild. And then can one have the awareness to be able to go home before the police come, so to speak, the SEC, all this stuff where certain tokens, projects, things, not only are they going to get slapped, there is going to be a bloodbath that comes. I want to be positive. I know that DeFi is here to stay, but I do feel that we are going to have repeats of 2017 in terms of just looking at the amount of projects that are coming on where anyone and their mother can actually go and start a token. You can get templates to go and set up projects. If you're a little bit good at graphic design, doing some of these things, you can get stuff launched if you're good at social and all of that. So please be careful. Okay, let me just get more into Gate. I'm not trying. I just want to make sure that I'm not just like yay, because sometimes I'll mess around and I do all these animal sounds. But there is a part of me that is serious too, okay? So let me go ahead and share my screen and let's take a look here specifically at Gate. But I just wanted to talk with you about the bigger picture. And also I want to be transparent with you about what I am doing. I personally am not going to stay in the market all the way through. I am going to leave when I feel that when I don't want to leave, when the party is in full effect. And that's going to be very, very hard for me. But I want to learn from my clubbing days and learn from my prior mistakes in business. So I just want you to see here, this is inside my portfolio with CoinTracker. CoinTracker does some things great. Other things, sometimes with certain tokens, it doesn't give accurate numbers. For example, with Gate.io, some of the tokens are correct and some of them are incorrect. But you can see here, I'm just zoning in here, and I have more in my portfolio, but just you can see where I'm at now. My biggest holdings are Ethereum, because everything is, the majority, I say everything, but Ethereum is the hub. It is the core of every other project that is out there, whether you're in Cardano, whether you're going into Polkadot, whether you have Chainlink, whether you're doing some of these different meme tokens that are there. And yes, I know Binance and Binance Smart Chain, it's a whole different system. But I feel that everything that Ethereum still is the leader. Ethereum is still leading the way. And I'm going to be watching very carefully what's happening with the SEC going after Binance. I think that there will probably be slaps on the wrist. I don't think Binance is about to go under or anything like that. That's not going to be the case. I just know that I would say by next year we are going to have a lot of regulations in place. Ivan on Tech, who some of you have asked, who have I studied blockchain with? Studied with Ivan. I continue to study with him. And I'm going to be doing more research on this. He's been talking about US dollar tether. And US dollar tether, I think it was a couple of months ago, they got a fine from the SEC. They paid that. I'm trying to remember what that fine was. It was at least several $1 million. And now they are coming under scrutiny again, and a lot of the trading pairs that are out there under US dollar tether. So I'm going to do my research and I will let you know my thoughts on that. This is where I have high risk in other things, and I am in certain meme tokens that I like. At the same time, I'm trying to balance my portfolio out, and that's why the majority of it is in Ethereum. And Ethereum at the moment, I feel like we're going to go really strong this year. I do believe it's going to go to 20,000. I feel like that's very realistic for that to happen. And with Gate token, I think this year, right now, it's gone through some pullback. I'm up 144%. You can see here I have 1,853 Gate. I initially bought in at $2.40. I then bought in around $3.50, a little bit more, around just over $3. And then I recently got another 100 and something tokens at $8. I think it was $8.70, around that. And that's why you can see my cost basis to average is $3.38. But for those of you who haven't gone into Gate yet, this is where it's important. We're at each one of us is at a different place within our portfolio. We have different financial situations, different level of risk that we can take. For someone that has gone into Gate even lower than me, that went in at $1, they can afford maybe to stay in longer. So please, please, please be careful. All right, so let's go and take a look here. I just want to go into Gate US dollar tether here. We're going to go full screen and just look at what can we expect next. Now, I had drawn this for myself. We are on the hourly chart here. And we're on the hourly. And let me just move this over here. And we currently, you can see I had a support line in here of $8.99, so $9. I just want to put a resistance line in here so you can take a look that if you're just hearing about Gate now, and go and look back earlier at my playlist for Gate, because I did a number of videos in the past few weeks. So we can see here, it says the candlestick was 1280, but it actually, I think it popped all the way up to 13. Look, it went just over 13. Went just over $13. I mean, this growth is insane. Massive, massive growth for Gate. And I don't think we're done. I think there's quite a way to go. That's why I think it's 20, it's like 50% of my portfolio is Ethereum and 20% is Gate. So I had drawn this trend angle in here to go, well, what's going to happen next? And you can see we have broken down here. And this is not because I feel there's an issue with Gate, but in this past week, well, the past 10 days, so as of today's date, we're May the 15th, we had a massive pump. There was a bloodbath before this massive pump. It was like mini bloodbath, pump for everything, where Ethereum went on its massive run, Shiba Inu, Doge, all of it, Elon, SNL, the whole shebang. And then now we are going through pullback. We're going through retracement. We're going through more FUD. And then we're going to go on another run again. That's what I think. You let me know in the comments. What do you think? But I am getting to the point in this next couple of months where I'm going to be I'm going to start to be more and more watchful with what I'm doing. The funds that I have we put in total around 25,000 that has now become just over 100,000 in total. I'm not going to be putting anything else in. I'm just looking at how can I maximize what we have in there, and then I will be taking profits out because I do not want to be greedy. Let's look at what can happen with Gate next. And so I can give some my price targets, what I think. So this next line of, let me go green here to look at it as another line of support. Actually, no, let's go with pink. I'm going to go here. This next line of support is right around here. You could go a little bit lower with it, but 780. And you can see there was a candle wick that went and touched that. And then we sort of have a bounce. I mean, we are totally on the RSI indicator. For those of you who are newer to crypto, relative strength index, we are underbought right now. So is now a good time to go into Gate because we just had this pump? And I think that we're going to go sideways for the next few days. And then probably in about, let's see, again, I'm speculating here. I imagine about 10 days from now, we should go on another run again and start to go up to test this $13 mark in about 10 days. So towards the end of the month, unless something crazy happens in crypto overall, if there's some type of news or announcement or massive FUD that has a ripple effect throughout the crypto sphere. Let's look at the next line of support if we break down below this. Okay, let me put this horizontal line in, and I'm going to go with, just picking color, I'll go with this turquoise, this aqua. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to zoom out to show you. So this is 634. Now, it was not that long. It was only recently that we were below that. Because I bought in at 240, there was, I think, around 5 weeks or so where it had pumped up to $4. It resisted, and then it came back down into those lower threes before going on this big run up. But you can see it then went from $3 up to $13 in a very short space of time. So does that mean in June, I would say in June, because we've already gone over $10, there is the potential. Now, I know some of you will argue about circulating supply and market cap, and that would typically apply. But I feel that we are defying that, because what we've seen with Dogecoin, what we've seen where there isn't reasoning. This is not like typical mainstream corporate finance investors in a space. This is where people don't know necessarily what they're doing, like I did in 2017. I just piled into stuff and had no idea, just because like, oh, everyone's talking about going into, at the time it was XRP when it was 23 cents back in 2017, or whether it was Agor, or I'm just trying to think. So many different tokens back then that I didn't know. So if I didn't know, there was a lot of people that didn't know. And that's what is happening again today. So are we going to, what I would watch for, I'm going to extend this line here so we can see it broke down. Let's do a separate line here. See, it's coming. I just feel like it hasn't built out enough. Let me just stretch this out a little bit. But you can see, I mean, it's really, there's a lot of, I feel like this isn't just retracement here. I mean, there is definitely some FUD going on right now as well. For those of you who are new, fear, uncertainty, doubt. So now I would watch, if you were looking for an entry point to go into Gate, I would say over the next 2-3 days, well, over the next day, let's say in the next 24 hours, we're on the 15th, and it's Saturday here in the US, I would say just watch for this line. If you see it bounce at 780, there's a good chance we're going to go back up and then probably retest here the $9 to be able to move to the upside. It might just go through some more consolidation, because if you look back here, you can see the consolidation, right? So we could go through a few days of this. Now, if you want to play it extra safe, although nothing is safe, you might want to wait and see, is it going to break down? Is it going to break down here even lower? Now, if it breaks down below 780, your entry point, if it goes below here, it could go quite easily all the way back down to 630, 638 before it goes through some more consolidation and before it moves back up to the upside. And, that wouldn't be unreasonable, because look, I'm going to just zoom out here and you can see we had a period where we went like this here back from earlier in April. So this could happen again. I'm just not sure how many days it's going to be. But are we going to go back down below 630? I will be surprised if we go below that. If we do, I think it would be momentarily. It might be to around here, around $5. But you've got to look, only recently, not like so little ago, a couple of weeks ago, like I said, we were down here at 350. All right, so that's important to take in, and so you want to look at big picture and then immediate. But if you are, let's say, for example, want to know what are those gains, I do think that sometime in June that Gate could hit. I do think it could go to $20. It just could go on that run, and then it will go through some pullback again, and maybe I'm being too optimistic with June. Let's say I'm trying to think about the dates here. It's very hard to know with timing because of outside factors. And like I said, what Ivan had shared about US dollar tether, and a lot of trading pairs are on US dollar tether. We know that Coinbase Pro has added in US dollar tether. Binance US has US dollar tether. Again, longer term, I'm not worried for right now. I feel like the clock is ticking, and definitely there are going to be casualties. And for some people, I would stay well away from margin trading. I think that's insanity right now, unless you're a really strong day trader and you have done this and you've been in Forex or doing these things for years and you're just shifting over to crypto. Otherwise, I would stay well aware of it because of the potential for liquidation. So these are, as I said, these are the numbers I'm looking at here. And so if you're looking for that entry point to gate, those are the numbers I've given you there. You can either go in, I would wait right now. I mean, where are we at? 780. I would just wait for the next 24 hours to see if we break down. And if that's the case, maybe you put in a limit order for around 650. And then I believe we'll take that run up, and I can see gate going to, I mean, I would say by beginning of July, we should definitely be at $20. We could be at $25 by beginning of July because of that next level of parabola that is going to kick in. In relation to other sort of tokens that are out there, I feel that, Gate is a really good one to do, because when you look at that, Binance is over $600 for BNB token, and I know there's different things. BNB has a use to it, and for things with Pancake Swap and bakery and cake and all of that. I just feel if you look at, I think it's Huobi Exchange, isn't it? I think it's around $19-20 a token. So I don't think if Gate's going to hit that, it will, because of all the projects it has. If we just go back here and we click onto the news, you can see that they have so many different things coming on, right? From Gate hit its all new term high. You got Lion, you got Gum. You just have so many listings coming on. And I want to just go here to the markets, so you can just take a look at that and just see here, not top gainers, but newly listed. Look how many things have been listed here on the exchange recently. This is why I think they pump so much. Shiba, Akita, Pig. Now there's Doggy. This is brand new. Now, for example, when you see Doggy here and it's plus 746%, what I've learned from this, if I was going to go and do this, I would not go and buy Doggy right now. I would Crypto Doggies. I know it's going to do really well. I would wait for a retracement on it. Let's just take a look at that quickly on the chart. Let's just look at Doggy here. Woof, woof. Let's see. Hang on a sec. Bear with me. Let me just zoom out here. I just want to look at this just to give you an example. Doggy just came on. Crypto Doggies. Whoa. Let me just go off of the hourly. Let me go onto the 15-minute here. It's crazy. See this? I mean, this just pumped like nuts. It's done really, really well out of the gate. No pun intended. It was overbought. Not overbought here. I mean, getting close to it, but it hit the top of the RSI, and right now, it's in the place sort of it should be. But I wouldn't, if I was going in, I wouldn't get it right now. I would wait. It could go on another pump again. But you can just see, look, we've got a downward trend just because of the consolidation. I would hang on and wait probably to, what's the price right now? Let me just stick a line in here. Let's just take a look at this. Let me go red. I didn't even see that. I'm just seeing it now. So 8.5 cents. The top of it, there was almost 9 cents. 8.5 cents. And right now it says it's 6.5. I would wait. I mean, it's going to retrace. Where's that? Let me see if I can use this right. Bear with me on the Fibonacci retracement. Let's just see here. I know, I'll pull it all the way down here. all the way to the bottom of this. Oh, hang on. Bear with me. Okay, let's see. I mean, I would right now it's 6.4. It looks like it's going to definitely retrace to the 0.618, which would be just over 5.5 cents. But I mean, I think again, I'm going off of sort of instinct here and looking at this and just all the other tokens that I've seen within the sort of the meme space. I would imagine it will definitely, because of how the market is right now, and the market is FUD right now, it's consolidating, that it will go back to 0.04687. So if one was going to put in a limit buy, I wouldn't do here, because I think there is going to be retracement to here. And will it go all the way to here? I mean, if the market was pumping like crazy right now, and this crypto doggies had launched last weekend when Shiba and all it was going gangbusters, I would not imagine it retracing to here. But I think because of how the market is right now, that there is a likelihood that it will go back to the 0.382. And so maybe the strategy is, if one's looking at a good entry point, going in, putting maybe two different limit orders in, one at the 0.04687, but coming in just above that, and then the same with and then doing some at 0.03778. So that's how like my thinking now, where every time I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss out, I've got to get in, it's just pumped. I've had to be hit over the head multiple times to understand that. So there are my thoughts on that. How is Crypto Doggies going to do? I think because the whole theme of it will do well. It's going to do well. And but how long in the long run? I do see, for me, there are definitely, because I just see so many of these things coming onto the marketplace, there's only so much we can have there. More and more people come in from retail. But what are those tokens that are going to stick around in the long run? What's going to rise to the top? I think we're okay for those of us who are in now. But if someone was, say, watching this and listening to this in 4 months from now, I wouldn't go into this stuff then. I would go in with something like very, very like tiny, small, super, super small at that point. I just think in 4 or 5 months, it's going to be people that are new that come in are going to, some of them will get absolutely wrecked, unfortunately. Oh, I'm such optimistic news for a Saturday. I just want to share with you what I really feel. I want to be positive, and I am positive. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing Crypto Angel Network. I wouldn't be in this space. But I also want to share with you where I look at the positives and the negatives, the risk versus the reward. And I say that because I want you to be able to think in that same way too. So you let me know in the comments, what do you feel? What do you think about the market? I'm still bullish on Gate. I'm keeping my Gate. I love it. And but there is going to come a point in the months ahead, probably in the next 2-3 months, where I am going to I will take some profits on it, and then I'll leave some in there because I do think it's going to go up to $100 plus. But that's not now, that's next year. And I know we're in for quite a roller coaster in these months ahead, and I don't want to be greedy. So I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. I'm sending you lots of love, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.